Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home using minimal equipment and very little space. So remember to always come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. So 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout of some sort, up and down your stairs, walk around the block, get on your home cardio equipment just a little bit to get your heart rate up and get your muscles warmed up and ready to move. Okay, so we're going to start off on the floor today with one dumbbell. We're going to do a lat pull over. So lying on your back, grab one dumbbell. We're going to lie down with your back flat, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Oh, and right on cue, Baloo is here to play. Hi, lie down, lie down. So we're going to take that weight straight overhead and go straight over your head. So you want to leave your arms straight and bring it overhead like this, leaving those arms straight. Now we're not doing anything specific. We're not doing a bridge or anything. Really focusing on this form, using those lats. Now, if this feels like it's too much on your shoulders or it's too heavy of a weight, first of all, grab a lighter weight. Second of all, you can bend your elbows just a little bit, but keep them bent at that same angle. All that does is shorten that lever a little bit, giving your joints a little bit easier of a time if you're having any shoulder pain with that. Try to keep your shoulders down away from your ears throughout the motion. You're going to have to contract those abs. Let's do 2 more. 9 and 10. All right, good. Now, we're going to stand up. So make sure you stand up slowly. Make sure you don't get lightheaded or dizzy. Come up to one knee and then slowly stand up. Now we're going to do a ball squat with a medicine ball press up. So if you don't have a medicine ball, you can just grab that same weight that we were just using. I've got my ball over here against the wall and my medicine ball. Like I said, if you don't have one of these, you can just use a dumbbell like that same one we were just using. Get that ball right in the small of your back, feet a little bit further forward, and you're going to sit down just like you're going to sit down into a chair. So you want to sit those hips back. We're going to keep this ball right at your chest to start. Keep it down as you squat down, press up as you stand up. Now, really focusing on sitting back into those hips like you're going to sit down into a chair. Breathing. You want your weight in your heels for this squat. Everything comes down and then everything goes up. So we're working lots of different muscle groups here. Also having to engage that core. 7. I think that was 7. 8. 9. Now you can do a smaller range of motion with that ball squat if your knees are bugging you. Let's do one more for good measure. And all the way up. Okay, good. Let that fall to the floor. Drop that medicine ball on the ground. Remember to always use good form, putting weights down and picking them up. You want to bend those knees, bend those hips. You keep your abs nice and tight. Okay, now we're going to grab 2 dumbbells for some biceps curls, but maybe a little bit lighter than you normally go for biceps curls, because we're going to do slow on the way back down, or slow eccentric biceps curls. Now let's do this in a staggered stance or a tandem stance. You can turn the weights out like this or keep them this way. It doesn't matter, whichever feels best on your elbows. So we're going to go up for 3 and then down for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let those elbows go all the way straight at the bottom of that bicep curl. 5. All the way straight here. Don't end here. You want all that full extension. That was 3, I think. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now try it both ways. You can do it with it with your arm, with your hands turned either way. It works the head of the biceps just a little bit differently. However, for all intents and purposes, it really doesn't matter. It's mostly what feels best on your joints, on your elbows, your wrists. Sometimes your shoulder likes one position better than the other. And if both feel fine, you could just mix it up. You could do, 2 or 3 one way, or do one set one way. The next time you run through them, do them the other way. Just work those biceps just a little bit differently. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that was 7. We're going to do 3 more. Breathing, keeping those abs nice and tight. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, very good. Set those down with good form, bend those knees, bend those hips. Okay, now we're going to do standing hip abduction. So bringing that leg away from your center. So you can stand on like a balance pad or something if you need a little riser there to kind of give yourself a little room. Otherwise, stand nice and tall, keeping that hip strong. And you want your toe facing straight forward for these. Don't let your toe lead out to the side like this, then your hip flexors take over. We're going to really focus on those glutes here. Nice and slowly out to the side. Now, if you need to, hang on to something. If you can, work on your balance and just stay on one foot like this, but I'd rather have you hang on to something and be able to hold this the entire time. 1 more, and 10. If you're having difficulty not leading out with that toe, we're going to switch sides now. Think about turning it in just a little bit, turning that toe in. Then you're really emphasizing that glute as you stand and pull that leg out to the side. Now you're also getting a good stabilization for the standing leg. You're probably feeling that right now. So make sure this hip is up nice and strong. If you find yourself jutting out to the side like this at all, reset. And you'll notice, because you'll kind of run out of room for your foot to move side to side. So if you're standing like this, it's going to be really hard for you to pick up that hip and move it side to side. So in that case, really make sure you're hanging on to something to help give that hip that extra support it may need. Okay, 10 on each side, really slowly. Also, I didn't talk about range of motion. Your range of motion is not that large. I don't want you to feel like you're tipping over to get further. I want everything to stay nice and stable, nice and slow there. Okay, great. Now we're going to lower back down to the floor and do penguin abs. So on your back again with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. The goal here is to lift those shoulder blades up off the floor, thinking about pulling a rope, like if you had a rope in your chest pulling you towards the ceiling. So you want to lift this way versus really crunching in this way. It should be a little easier on your neck. Also, if you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, it can help your neck a little bit too. So take a nice deep breath. We're going to go side to side, reaching heel to heel. Come on up, side, side. Nice and slowly. 3, 4, 5. Try to keep those shoulder blades up off the ground if you can. 7, 8, breathing. 9, and 10. All right, good. Okay, one more exercise. We're going to do a balance exercise. So because we just got down on the floor again, make sure you stand up nice and slowly, letting that blood flow return normally to your head. And we're going to grab a small ball. You can see my orange ball standing right there. This I want you to do with something nearby to hang on. We're going to use that ball on the floor. So what I want you to do is take that ball and we're going to roll it, put it about just right in front of your toe here. I want you to roll it heel, toe, heel, toe. So again, we're going to be standing, doing that hip work, and Working on some extra balance here, rolling that ball heel to toe. We're gonna do it for 30 seconds. So we've got 6 more seconds here. Nice and slowly, again, keeping up strong on that standing leg. Good, switch sides. Now, so once you do this, this is obviously can be quite challenging and could be dangerous, so stand near something. Do this at the kitchen counter or near something where you can really hang on. Keep your hand over it, so as you're doing this, if you need to hang on, it's right there. You're not here and then you go up and, you know, like hit your hand on the counter or whatever. Put your hand right over whatever you're using as your stability. If you're using kitchen counter or a wall or, you know, something like this, a railing, just make sure your hand is right over the top. Keeping those abs nice and tight. Good posture. I don't want you leaning down, looking at the ball like this. Shoulders down and back. 3, 2, 1. All right, rest. Okay, go ahead and do these through 1 to 2 more times. Add some cardio in between if you want to up your workout a little bit, keep your heart rate elevated, and as always, please don't hesitate to ask me questions. You can leave them in the comments or private message me. All right, thank you everybody. See you next time.